Hello boys and girls. Today we're going to be talking about one of the elements of art. Now there are 7 elements of art, and I always refer to the elements of art as part of the artist's toolkit. Yes, every artist has a toolkit. Special things that all artists use to create a work of art. So here's a list of the 7 items that artists use to create all the works of art ever made. They are color, line, shape, value, texture, form, and space. All artists use these in some way, shape, or form to create their artworks. Now we're going to focus on one of these things today. It doesn't mean it's the only thing we're going to use, but we're going to focus specifically on one. And that one element we're going to talk about today for your project is called shape. All right. So, for shape, let's take a look at a definition. Okay? So if we flip open this card here, we have drawings or examples of shapes all around it, and we have the written definition here. It's an element of art. I already talked to you about that. It is a 2-dimensional enclosed space. So it's flat. It doesn't have any depth. You can't, if I turn around, you can see the back of me. You can see me from the side. I take up space. I have tall, and I have a width, but I also have a depth. I go back in space as well. Shapes are flat. They don't go back in space. They just have a height and a width. Okay, now this 2-dimensional character of shape distinguishes it from form, which has depth, and we were talking about that. So examples of shapes include circles, ovals, triangles, squares, and rectangles. So let's take a look at what those look like. I'm going to put this up here. Here's our definition. So, here are our shapes. Triangle, 3 corners, 3 sides. A circle. Rectangle has 4 sides, but you see 2 sides are longer than the other 2. A diamond, look at that. Looks like someone took a square and stretched it out just a little bit. That's a diamond. We have an oval and a square. Square has 1, 2, 3, 4 corners and 4 equal sides. That makes it different from a rectangle. So here are the shapes that we're going to focus on in kindergarten. And we'll learn more about more shapes later on. And we'll even talk about the difference between geometric shapes, which are these, and organic shapes as we move on up in the grade levels. But for right now, in kindergarten, we're just going to focus on these shapes. Okay, we're going to use these to create our artwork for today. So I'm going to place these up here. Now, we're going to make a rocket ship. Pretty cool, huh? So we're going to start with a black background. Okay. You're going to need your glue stick out of your bag. I am going to give, if you're in class, I'm going to give you a Ziploc bag that's going to have the shapes you need. And if you're at home, then you can cut these out yourself from paper at home. And they don't have to be color. You could color a sheet of paper and cut out the shapes you want. But you're going to need 4 basic shapes to start this with. So the first one is a rectangle. We're going to make this the main part of our rocket ship. So we're going to put the glue on the back of the shape, the back of our rectangle, and then stick it down to the paper. I'm going to put it kind of in the middle. You could turn it at an angle if you want to. Make sure you press it down so it sticks good. Now, the other 3 shapes we have are all triangles. But you'll notice 2 are smaller than 1. So this larger one is going to be the top of your rocket ship. So we're going to put the glue on the back of it and glue it to the top. Use your fingers, press gently. Okay, now the 2 triangles we have here are going to become the bottom of your rocket ship. Okay, so we're going to, again, glue on the back. Place it with one edge along the side of your rocket ship on the bottom. Now, there's the basics for building your rocket ship. Now I'm going to give you oil pastels. Now you could use oil pastels or you could use crayons, doesn't matter. If you're at home, you can use crayon if you have those. If you have oil pastel, they show up better on the black paper, which is why we're going to use that. So I'm going to start by putting stars on here. You could use diamonds or circles to make your stars in the background. And you could use white or yellow, looks nice for the stars. You also need to add some detail to your rocket ship. So we're going to need a window, and that can be any color you want. I'm going to use orange, and I'm going to use a circle. So that your astronauts can see out into space. They have an observation window there. Now you can, if you want to add other details to your rocket ship, you can. You can put stripes on here. You could color sections. You could put buttons on the outside of your rocket. You can add the flames below the rocket here. As it shoots up into space, it needs that extra power to push it all the way up into space. You could draw comets, anything that you want in your background. Now let's take a look at some finished ones. I have one on the back that I have finished. I also have one here from another class that I did, and it is finished. So you can see those are different ways of finishing your rocket ship. I hope you have fun with this project. Hope you had fun learning about shapes with me, and happy art making.